What up everybody, it's Ipadbeatmaking.com, and today I'm not feeling creative, but I want to create, you know? So I got the Unison Chord bundle. I know it's controversial, I know some people consider this a cheat code and all that other stuff, and other people have personal feelings, but all that aside, I wanted to try out actually getting a MIDI pack because I've never done it before, and I want to see how does it work with progressions and things like that. Does it inspire me to create differently than I normally would have? Is it a waste of money? Is it worth the money? And on top of that, I also want to kind of explore MixBox, try it as I'm composing a little bit, see if it inspires some different sounds, some different decision making, and hopefully by the end of all of this, I'll feel comfortable enough to get on these vocals, maybe put some AudioTune on the voice, see where we could take it from there while using MixBox as the main or only part of the vocal chain outside of AudioTune. So let's see how that goes. And again, if you enjoy content like this, be sure to hit the like button, as well as the subscribe button and the notification bell so that you don't miss out on the latest news, tips, tricks, tutorials, beats, etc., etc. Alright, so I pretty much got my chord progression picked out. I like this one, but I'm working in double time, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to chop all the different chords up individually, and then I'm going to stretch them out so that way I can kind of slow the progression down a little bit and see if we have something to work with. Also, while I'm chopping them up, I might switch the order of them and things like that so that I can kind of make them my own. And another thing I'm doing is I'm getting the MixBox app out early, and I'm gonna switch the sound. I just had it on the piano sound just as a reference to the MIDI progression chords, but now I'm using another sound from Trap Kit 2. And now I've got to figure out which one of these progressions is gonna end the measure off. Alright, I think we got it. Let's get some drums from Trap Kit 2. And back in Trap Kit 2 on the instrument Obsidian side of the kit. I'm using this bell as kind of just a reference to play the notes, but I'm thinking I'm gonna switch the sound out. Alright, so I think that sound works. What I'm doing now is I'm going to copy and paste the MIDI notes, and I'm going to take out all of the higher levels of the chord, the upper octaves of it, and I'm just going to leave the root note or the bass notes only. And I'm eventually going to use these as my guide on building out the bass line of the 808s that I'm going to use. We'll get back to that, but for now, I'm going to move on and do more drums. Okay, now that that's done, we can start to work on our 808 and how we're going to get it to come together. It's a little high right now because, again, the root note was at the ones of the octave, and we want to bring them down to the 0 in this case to give them some more depth. Okay, so we've got our depth now. It's a lot more boomy. Also, the notes appear to be on, but it's a little bit boring if we're being honest. So try to add a little bit of variation to the notes. Also, I'm in the 808 engine now, and I'm pulling down the release, so that way as soon as I let go of the note, it will stop immediately, which will hopefully give a cool feel to the track. And I'm going to speed this up for you, but basically I'm testing out different combinations of the 808 by either drawing them in with a pencil or just hitting duplicate until I stumble across something that I think is right. Because I've got the root notes, I kind of can't go wrong note-wise, it's just about the bounce. Okay, so the note that's an octave up is doing too much right here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna change that, but I'm definitely loving how MixBox has that 808 sounding. With just a couple preset changes, I really like the way it sounds in conjunction with the 808 engine. So now I'm adding those notes, and here we go. Alright, so that's not too bad. Now I'm going to open up MixBox and use a preset out of the West Coast kit and see what we can make it sound like. Just layering the beat for other parts of the arrangement, and now I'm adding in another layer of hi-hats just to kind of give a little bit of feel, make the beat sound a little bigger. Maybe I'll put some effects on this. And I think our work here is pretty much done. If I was feeling more creative right now, maybe I would do a lot more with this, maybe not. But I feel pretty accomplished that we were able to get all this done from the initial chord progressions that we got out the Unison pack. And now we're heading over to Cubasis, where we're gonna just try to track some vocals, put the AudioTune on the voice and the vocal chain. I'm not even gonna run MixBox through a bus like I usually would. All of my vocal plugins, I would usually put them in a group or a bus. But in this case, I'm just gonna run MixBus right on there. I'm not gonna do much tweaking at all. I'm just gonna slap a preset on there, maybe adjust the compression slightly, but just do a freestyle take, see what comes to mind. But before I even get started on that, I've gotta go into AudioTune and set up the key that the beat is in. The key of the beat is in F, so I'm going to go through the different settings on AudioTune and see kind of roughly what sounds okay as I practice. So the first track was the practice track, and now we're just gonna freestyle since we know we're in key and see what we come up with.
I'm feeling your vibe, you doing so right. When you by my side, I'm living my best life. AudioTune and MixBox. Like, ooh, what's this box? Yeah. Did it for you too, baby. I'll do it for you too. Freestyling on the mic, don't know where I'ma go. Living this life, no one wants to be alone. Feeling your vibe, I thought I just stated that. So feeling your vibe, I figured I'd create a track. Yeah, I'm feeling your vibe, you do it so right. When you by my side, I'm living my best life. Yeah. I'm feeling your vibe, you do it so right. When you by my side, I'm living my best life.
Now I hope that wasn't too bad and that y'all don't roast me in the comments too much, but I haven't had any time to really get creative and get into any musical flows, been so busy. But with tools like this, I think it just goes to show that it doesn't take much to get something started, right? So we took a chord progression template in Unison and brought it into NanoStudio 2 and just kind of built it up in conjunction with the Trap Kit 2 and the West Coast kit. Along with MixBox, we were able to kind of get something going with a little bit of feel that was pretty cool. And then we brought it over to Cubasis 3, got the AudioTune locked in, made sure everything was in the right key, and then just slapped some random preset on MixBox. I think it was like female EDM or something like that. But needless to say, it didn't take much to get a decent feeling situation, something that doesn't sound too bad. And now I can maybe go back and refine it, rework it if I want to get into the mix phase, if I want to get into the real writing phase. If I was to do more than one take, I'm sure things would sound much better, to me at least. So the fact that we are able to, with such minimal effort, get something done fast, where it doesn't take being in a room dedicated to making music, you can just do these kind of things anywhere. You can put MIDI progressions together on an iPad or iPhone, sitting on a couch, laying in a bed, being in a car in between situations if you're working through your car. There's just so much that you can do. So I'm really floored by MixBox overall. I think it totally delivers for the $40. You just can't beat it. It's gonna go up from $40, 33% more. If you haven't, be sure to check it out. Jump on it, check out my video actually going through the different presets, so that way you can get a better assessment of if it is for you, your workflow, and your situation. But overall, I'm pretty pleased with the results of not really having a plan going in, just freestyling, literally, no pen, no paper, no nothing, just freestyling what came to my head first. I think it sounds okay. So taking the time to really construct something, I believe you could have some incredible results. But anyways, with all that being said, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please be sure to hit the like button. And if you aren't subscribed, be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you don't miss out on the latest news, tips, tricks, beats, sales, updates, etc., etc. And be sure to check out Ipadbeatmaking.com for the best sound kits on iOS. All of the sounds that were used in this video are on that website, so be sure to check those out. And with that said, it's Ipadbeatmaking.com. Peace.